So I am going to try to keep this as short as I possibly can. But imagine wanting for your children the very best, the very best lifestyle that you never had as a child growing up, as a family. Imagine wanting that for yourself, for the individual that you chose to have children with, and your children. But then being met with opposition because of someone else's failures or someone else's failures. We just gonna call them failures. Things that didn't go right or take place in another individual's life. So they want to cause opposition for you and your family. Imagine that. Imagine being wanting help from your co-parent or counterparent in this case. Imagine solely wanting help financially, and if not financially, then mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, educationally. And not only for those things, but, well, I guess emotions matter, huh? Emotions are tied into this. Mentality is tied into this. Imagine being a child and having your parents divorce at a very young age and them not be able to make it work. Not on a marital level and not even on a friendship level, right? That 4 year old child was me. My parents divorced when I was 4 years old, okay? And throughout life, as I grew up throughout life, that's all I ever really wanted was, I knew my parents they couldn't be married. They were no good for each other in a marriage. But if they couldn't be married, I at least wanted my parents to be able to sustain a friendship with one another. And to some degree, they did. Um, but I never would I have imagined that I would grow up and start a family of my own, marry, and then start a family of my own, and then be met with opposition, having my family ripped apart, you know, to shreds by an individual or certain individuals, because a multitude of individuals played a part in this, but namely, and I'm not going to name any names, but namely, my counterparent's mother and the court system. She used the court system to do most of it. Imagine dropping out of high school because you didn't really care for school. Imagine being a teen parent. All of this are factors of coming from a broken home, okay? Not having mom and dad in the home together, or at least on one accord, where education is concerned. Imagine wanting for your children to not have to experience that, because you know that it will come. It will come a day when they are showing signs of, you know, dropping out of school, and eventually will. Or that they, the peer pressure from school and from the individuals at school will get a hold of them, and somehow they will mess up their life in some way, shape, or form. So imagine wanting the best for them. Imagine them not wanting to be in a system, a school system, where they can't be themselves. There's no individuality, expressed or allowed. Imagine not wanting that for your children and pulling them out so that you can school them yourself, to give them the education that they never had. Didn't matter, you know, or, you never really thought about whether or not it mattered if you had um, I guess it's called a GED, General Education Diploma. Is that what, I don't know if that's what GED stands for, but that is what I obtained because I dropped out of high school. But imagine you wanted to teach them better. Imagine you and your children learning together about the ways of life, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, financially. And then imagine somebody being so jealous or envious of that because they didn't have the opportunity to live that lifestyle, because they chose the lifestyle that they chose. Imagine wanting to have someone take your children from you so that they can try to start over with your children. Imagine someone simply just, not even simply, this is not simple. This is not a simple matter. Imagine that. Imagine that. Someone being so jealous of you because of what you want out of life, and wanting to just tear your family apart. If nothing, I'm going to end with this. If I could not, if me and my children's father, my co-parent, counter-parent in this case, because this, if you haven't guessed by now, it's about me. This is my story. But if we couldn't make it as husband and wife, no problem. I can accept that. But what I can't accept is not being able to at least be friends for the sake of the children. That's a problem. People try to act as though they're a part of the solution when they're really not. They're a part of the problem. Don't be a part of the problem. Let's fix this. Take care. It has been a blessing, and please do not forget to be one.